Time I'll call the January 12th, 2023 meeting to order for the Dickson County Commission. Would you please stand and join in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have two items to add to the agenda. One is to send an appeal letter to the Kansas Historical Society. This is in regards to a review of our renovation project. The second is a letter to Senator J.R. Clays and in regards to a sales tax. And with those two items, I would move that we approve the amended agenda.
Second it.
We have the motion, we have the second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The consent agenda includes the minutes of the January 5th meeting, also prior year expenditures of $155,250.70, 2023 expenditures of $743,351.75, and checks of $111.87. Also a security wire from the prior year of $2,800.
Move to approve the consent agenda. Second.
We have the motion and second for approval of the consent agenda. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Commission comments, Ron.
Just want to compliment the road crew again today. Taking care of the roads for us, or making it safe. Do appreciate that.
Craig.
I have nothing.
Earlier this morning, we did have our department head meeting where we received numerous updates, and that's really all that I have also. We do not have any petitions or proclamations. There would be opportunity now for public comment if anyone would want to make a comment. We do not have any public comments. We'll go ahead and go to our report of county officers. Janelle.
So you have added the two letters, and I'll just briefly touch on it. I think you now, or do you want me to wait?
Why don't you wait on those?
Okay. Martin advised that Reese Construction is tentatively planning on starting on the bridge at 500 Avenue in March. So that's good. I don't know what the time frame is on that off the top of my head to get that completed, but I would imagine it's 180 days, something like that. So. And then they also advised they're planning on starting on the bridge at 1145 First Road on May 18th. They want to wait till school is out there so they can start that. And that is a lengthy project that's going to go until probably August of 24 before that's complete. We also bid diesel. We had two bids. We sent it to three vendors. Robson got it for $3.85, but you can see the difference there. I imagine we're seeing a hike. I know exactly. So we got it at the right time because SAP was 6.81. So obviously Martin touched on the highway road crew and Ron mentioned them as well. And we had 5 staff out last night trying to seat or salt and sand the roads. And then we've got just a note that the courthouse is going to be closed on January 16th in observance of Martin Luther King Day.
Okay. Any questions? Doug.
Thank you. Except the tax sale. The tax sale will be on April the 5th at 9 a.m. 77 named people in it, and this is a packet. There's what it looks like. A packet. And so that one is ready to go, and it's on file, and service of process is moving out, publications moving out. On Thursday, there'll be, a week from today, the publication will be out. And so that's what we have on that one. I also have a note about 2 attorneys paying on the Indigent Defense Fund. I'm familiar with the one individual. The second one, Rosemary Dinas, I'm not familiar with. So when we finish here, I'll go up to the clerk and to whichever judge appointed and see why and what sort of a case it was on, because we usually try to fill in for all of those so we stay within the parameters of our contract. So
Okay.
not familiar why the other two would be appointed. I don't know of Rosemary Dinas. I don't know her. Blake Robinson, I ran across him, but I don't know why they would have been named, but I'll check and see.
Because he's not associated with any of the firms that we're currently
Not that
using.
I'm aware of.
Right, okay,
Not that I'm aware of.
okay.
And if it falls within one of those four, I'll be fine. But if there's some case that they needed more attorneys, usually I receive a call and I'll fill in if there's any way I can. If I can't find him, we would look outside that, but I haven't had any of those happen.
Okay.
So I'll check on it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Doug, I have a question for you. I received a call just recently from the Kansas Livestock Association. The individual's name was Aaron Piccola, and he's the vice president of legal affairs with them. And he had a question in regard to a resolution we have with cattle, livestock at large, and wondered if there was a conflict on that resolution against what the state had to say. And we're looking into that a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have any idea. And Janelle, can you pull that? and
I will
see
pull
what
that
he's-
and we'll talk
What
about
he's
it.
talking about?
Yep.
Okay,
Did they
look
get,
into it.
okay, thank you, Doug.
Okay, thank you.
And it mentioned in the work study, Craig had brought it up, but there are certain exceptions that apply to the home rule portion that the counties have. So, maybe some of that
Yeah.
had an influence one way or the other. So,
We'll take a look and see what the correspondence is and what our document shows, and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
under notices and communications, really did not have anything there. Did anyone else have anything?
I gave you the letter there and on the computer. It's just the, I don't know what it's about.
Well, it was on a
Yeah,
landfill
landfill.
permit,
Yeah.
but I don't know that they're questioning anything. They're just
Just make
giving
sure
us
everything was up to snuff, I think.
that we had,
One and two.
what permit number was and so on.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. We'll go ahead then. The next item is a resolution to appoint James Hedstrom and Gabby Simmons to the PBC board. Janelle, any comment on that or?
I spoke with both of them and they're willing to continue their service, and it's for another 3-year term. And in fact, we're planning on a PBC board meeting at the end of this month. It'll be time to do that. So, and we appreciate both of them willing to do that. So,
PVC needs public.
Public building.
Commission.
yes, yes.
I'm also moved that we,
By
reappoint
resolution, so is there the resolution?
resolution number
011223.
for appoint James Hedstrom and Gabby Simmons to the PVC board.
Yeah, there should be a resolution in
Okay, yes, we do have that. So
Yep, made the motion.
is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have the motion and the second to appoint those two and resolution number 011223A. Is that correct?
Is it a?
yes, because the other one is,
Okay.
Oh, no, that's the one on Getz.
So the tax sale is 011223.
Okay. Yes. So we'll restate that as resolution
That's exact.
012223.
Next one.
And we have the second on that. Any other
Yes.
discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay. Stand on. Next item is a resolution authorizing the 2017 tax sale.
As Doug had reported last week, we are playing catch up, unfortunately, from COVID. So this is for the tax sale upcoming, and there's 77 properties. So it's just our process to put the tax sale on assessment and then have the auction and then bring the special assessments back against, levied back against those tracts. And that's going to be on April the
5th, 10 o'clock.
at 9 o'clock.
So move that we, resolution, whatever number.
And the resolution number is?
011223. Is that the right one?
Yeah, but it has to be, because this one's,
We just did
No, we pulled that off because it was attached to a different resolution.
so James Hedstrom and Gabby Simmons' appointment is 1/12/23, and then the tax sale is 1/12/23A.
Mhm.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have the motion and the second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Sign. Okay, the next one is to sign a resolution for Levita Montgomery's appointment, and we had done that, approved that previously, but needed to get the correct code on there or date.
We needed to adopt or appoint her by resolution, and I did not have that prepared last week.
Okay,
So it's resolution 010523E.
okay.
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
And the motion and the second then that we go ahead and affirm that appointment of Levita Montgomery, resolution 01052023E. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next item we have is, that's all for unfinished business. Other business to approve the purchase of a heavy-duty dual tandem dovetail trailer. This is for road and bridge.
So commissioners, we have a 48-year-old trailer that we need to replace. They are having difficulty getting parts for that. So we definitely have our use out of it. And this would be an all-purpose trailer that the Highway Road and Bridge Department would use. They haul metal, they haul equipment. They can pull it behind the dump truck. It doesn't require a semi. We have two bids. The first one is from Gator Made, and that's $27,490. And this is for a 14x5 I-beam frame with a powder coat finish, has two 22,500-pound axles, 40-inch wide triple spring ramps, air brake drum system. It's also 25,000-pound speed jacks, and it's a treated wood floor. The other bid we received was from Trailers to Go for Less for $27,950. That's a 24-ton trailer with, again, two 22,500 axles, 6-foot deck level super steel ramps, an air brake system, and then again, the 25,000-pound heavy-duty speed jacks. So staff is recommending that we approve the purchase for the Gator Made trailer. The Highway Department already has a gooseneck trailer from Gator Made. They're familiar with the company and the product, and that's what they're requesting. So, and this will take 8 weeks to build.
And they were the low bid also.
They were the low bid as well.
I'll make that motion to purchase the Gator for $27,490.
I'll second it. So we have the motion and the second that we go with the Gator Made factory trailer for $27,490. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next one is to approve a culvert bid. This is for 448 3200 Avenue.
So the Highway Department is replacing two obsolete bridges that are not necessary, and we're able to put tubes or culverts in them. And they received a bid from J&J Drainage Product Company, and this is for a 72-inch, 36-foot aluminum coating 14-gauge culvert. J&J's bid was $4,371.84. And Contact Engineered Solutions bid is $4,817.88. So they're recommending J&J as they have the lower bid.
Nice to have two bids.
Yes.
I'll make a motion for JJ.
Second.
We have the motion and second to accept the culvert bid from JJ Bridge, $4,371.84. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next one is to approve a culvert bid for 330 1200 Avenue.
This is for 3 tubes, 42-inch by 45-foot corrugated 14 gauge. And again, we received 2 bids on that. Contact Engineering Solutions, their bid was $7,038.90. And J&J Drainage Products, their bid was $8,294.40. So Contact had the lower bid in this instance, and we would request that you approve that proposal.
I'll make a motion for JJ Drainage Products.
Second.
Excuse me, it'd be Contact is the,
Contact would be the one for the 1200 Avenue.
Oh, okay, Contact. I stand corrected, Contact.
and you second that still,
Yeah.
Craig? Okay, so Contact, theirs was the low bid, $7,038.90. And this is for the culverts on 330 1200 Avenue. So we have the motion and the second to accept that bid. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The next item we have is to approve the Solomon City contract for law enforcement. And Sheriff Davis had mentioned that he had been in touch with them and visited with their commission, and they concur with the agreement.
Correct. We just need a signature on that. I think that they've kept the hours the same at 200 hours annually. So, and then a monthly report goes out. He visits with them. So
I'll go ahead and make the motion that we approve this contract with Solomon City for law enforcement with the Sheriff's Department.
I'll second it.
We have the motion and the second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We had 2 items that we added to the agenda. First one is the appeal letter. Janelle, if you'd want to cover what that involves.
So as you know, we were denied the request for the tax credits for the historic tax district. And the process now is we issue or request an appeal letter, and the letter outlines the issues that they had. Part of the problem was that based on our understanding, we had completed the work before we filed the application. There was a lot of confusion during this whole process on how we were supposed to move forward with that. So that's an automatic denial of the appeal. Then they also talked about the windows, the flooring, and the ceiling. And as you know, what we tried to do when we were renovating the courthouse was to make sure that if somebody down the road ever chose to put back to the former windows that we had, ceilings and that, we could do that. So a lot of it, the window footprint is still the same. They're enclosed. We replaced it with the same type of materials that we would have in the past. We had already had some renovations done in the courthouse over the years, and we addressed those items as well with them. So with your permission, I'd like to go ahead and request that they reverse the appeal, and we'll move forward with that. And hopefully fingers crossed, it goes our way, and we'll see. So we do need to have this sent in by 20th of January. So Marcus and I spoke with Historical Society and got some guidance from them, and we'll move forward with that. So
I'll make the motion on that.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have the motion and the second that we go ahead and send a letter of appeal regarding the renovation of our courthouse. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The next one we have is in regards to sending a letter to Senator J.R. Clays, the state of Kansas, in regards to the sales tax. And Janelle, if you'd share more information on that, please.
the 911 Advisory Board has been discussing upgrading to the 800 megahertz radio system that the state manages. Our EMS departments use it currently, but we would like to get law enforcement and fire on that system. We have an antiquated radio system currently. It's 26 years of age and we're struggling to find parts for it again, maintain it. It's been great for what we've used in the past, but it is time to upgrade. And the other issue is our neighboring counties are already moving towards the 800 system. So we're in what they call a donut hole. So we can't interact. And what's nice about this system is that we could be sitting here in Abilene and if we're transporting a prisoner or EMS is moving into Kansas City, we can communicate clearly with them. We have dead spots in a lot of our communities. We have dead spots in the county. And by in erecting 2 towers and then upgrading our radios, and we should eliminate not all of them because of just the way the county is laid out, but the majority of them. So unfortunately, or fortunately, the county is at their cap for sales tax. We have an all-purpose or general purpose tax at 1%, and then we did the half-cent sales tax on road and bridges. That's the cap. That was not the understanding when we first started this process, that we could go ahead and request a 1/4 cent for public safety. They won't allow us to do that without introducing a bill asking that the county would be allowed to put forth an election for the voters to say yes or no on a 1/4 cent sales tax. If we don't do a 1/4 cent sales tax, then obviously we have to rethink how we're going to move forward with this. And we definitely don't want to do a property tax, but that is an option that we would have to do, or it's going to take us a long time to come up with the roughly 3 million or so. The money would also be used, if there's any left from the sales tax, to upgrade our rescue trucks. We have 2 in the county, 1 in Abilene and 1 in Harrington, that roll out on injury accidents. So we just drafted a letter asking Senator Clays to introduce a bill on our behalf to have a 1/4 cent sales tax that we can take to the voters.
This is essential equipment for the community,
It is, yes.
and our equipment's becoming outdated,
Yes.
non-functional, so, okay.
The other week when Senator Clays was here, he is on the taxation committee. And because of his years of tenure and experience, I believe, is he a vice chairman maybe?
I think he's the vice chairman.
He's kind of ranked in the committee. And from what he had mentioned, there are considerations given this for counties and municipalities. And so it would be a process of a public hearing that still would take place. So there's some steps to it, but eventually, like you say, it would go with approval from the Kansas legislature. It still would go to approval of a specific vote
Right.
by the residents of Dickinson County. So,
Right.
okay. Is there a motion to go ahead and send that letter from the county to Senator J.R. Clays?
So moved.
I'll second it.
We have the motion and the second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other business to bring before the commission this morning?
Yeah, Marcus might want to go over the sales tax numbers. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, and sometimes we have that report earlier,
Well,
but we
Marcus,
do have a copy.
Thank you. Marcus Rothschild, Finance Director for Dickinson County. As you can see with the sales tax collections, they did come in ahead of what was initially, or compared to 2021. I'm still fairly new to the role, so I won't speak on specifics on how those numbers came through. I know we've been seeing a lot of additional sales from ever since 2020. From online sales, where as long as people are in the county shopping online, we're still receiving a significant portion of that sales tax. So that has also helped. At the end of the year, the county received for the general sales tax $1,750,547.94 compared to in 2021. Which was $1,569,356.64.
and I'll ask you, and you might know the answer to this. Do we have an idea if it's from vehicles being sold or?
I think it's a combination of vehicles being sold, but also.
Do we get a breakdown of?
We do.
Okay.
We do. But that's a lot of information to go through.
Oh, I know. I don't want to go through all that. I just, the trend,
Yes.
yeah.
But I think a lot of online sales too, and that's a conversation that Marcus and I had because they saw the same thing over at the city as well, so.
Something I wanted to point out, and I think we're all familiar with it, but in 2021, and I'll just round it, it was 1.5 million
Mhm.
that we received on sales tax. And yet when it got ready for 2022, our annual budget amount that we plugged in was 1.3 million. So actually we plugged in less than what we had received the year before.
Mhm.
And then we had a very good year this year. So there's kind of a conservative approach, because sometimes I do hear comments and there's people that kind of question the process on what happens if your sales tax would happen to drop and you plug that into your budget.
Right.
And so we use a rather conservative approach, just to kind of, if we have a flat year, we're still okay. Or if we have a slight decrease, but year after year, it's continually trended on an upward incline, which
It has,
speaks well for the county and
yes.
the economic part of the county for all of us.
And obviously, we'll take that into consideration when Marcus is building the 24 budget as well. But I think it is our wisest move is to stay conservative like that. Definitely. So,
Definitely.
because we'll have things that come up that then we can use our cash reserves to manage.
Okay, this is another question. We're gonna go with, can't think of the exact term. Funding, Butler County is doing it. For budgeting, I can't.
So it was inflation budgeting.
Inflation budgeting.
And Marcus will be attending that webinar or that class next week. So Brian Atkinson is the one that's putting on the class, and so he'll talk about that. So
I know nothing about inflation budgeting, except for.
that's why we have Marcus.
Okay.
That'll be a good learning opportunity. I'm going next Friday. I think I'll be gone all day.
I mean, they've been doing it down in Butler County for several years, haven't they?
I believe so. I believe that's what Ryan touched on at KC. Yes.
And then the fluctuations you get on prices and so on. So, instead of the old school where, well, let's just add 2% on from what it was the year before, and that's what we did the year before, or 3%.
Right.
And there's specific items that there's just been some huge changes. And you look at the IT portion of it, I mean, there's certain things, technology has changed quickly. And
Exactly.
so anyway, it's a worthwhile concept to consider. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
We have the motion and second to adjourn. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.